Let not a single day pass without your learning a verse, half a verse, or a fourth of it, or even one letter of it, nor without attending to charity, study and other pious activity. This quote from Chanakya Niti emphasizes the importance of continuous learning, self-improvement, and engaging in pious and charitable activities every day. Chanakya advises that not even a single day should pass without dedicating time to learning, whether it's a verse, a small fragment of a verse, or even a single letter. Additionally, he encourages regular involvement in charity, study, and other virtuous actions, as these activities contribute to personal growth, wisdom, and a meaningful life. Let's illustrate this principle through a story. The story of King Rajendra's daily discipline. In the kingdom of Vidarbha, there was a just and wise king named Rajendra. He was known for his intellect, virtue, and the prosperity of his kingdom. King Rajendra, though a ruler, was deeply committed to learning and self-improvement. Every day, he followed a strict routine that included reading sacred texts, engaging in acts of charity, and dedicating time to study various subjects. However, there was one matter that troubled the king. Despite his dedication to these practices, he often found it difficult to maintain his discipline on certain days, especially when there were urgent matters of governance that required his attention. One evening, as he sat with his trusted advisor Acharya Bhaskar, the king shared his concerns. "I strive to live each day with purpose, focusing on learning, charity, and study. But sometimes, when matters of the kingdom weigh heavily on my mind, I feel I cannot give enough time to these pious activities. How can I balance my duties as a king with my personal growth?" Acharya Bhaskar, who had long been a guiding force in the king's life, smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, the key to true success and fulfillment lies in consistency. As Chanakya wisely teaches, not a single day should pass without engaging in at least a small amount of learning and virtuous activity. Even if it is only a verse, a half verse, or a single letter of study, or a small act of charity, this daily discipline will build a foundation of wisdom and righteousness." The king listened carefully and reflected upon his advisor's words. The transformation of King Rajendra's routine. The next day, King Rajendra decided to make a change in his routine. He realized that small, consistent efforts could yield great results over time, and so he made a commitment to integrate his daily learning and acts of virtue into even the busiest of days. He began to study at least one verse from the sacred scriptures each morning, no matter how busy his schedule was. Even if it was just a few lines, he would ensure that he understood the meaning and applied its wisdom to his life. In the afternoons, after hearing the grievances of his people and making decisions about governance, he would set aside time for charity. Whether it was providing food for the poor, donating to the needy, or supporting education, the king made sure that every day was marked by an act of kindness. At night, before retiring to bed, he would meditate on his actions and reflect on his day, ensuring that he had upheld the values of righteousness, justice, and compassion. Sometimes, he would consult with his ministers on how to improve the welfare of his kingdom, but he never skipped his studies or his charitable deeds. The result: the daily discipline. Months passed, and the results of King Rajendra's new routine were evident. His wisdom grew exponentially, as he had been consistently studying a small portion of scripture each day. His decisions became more enlightened, and he became renowned not only for his governance but also for his moral integrity. The people of Vidarbha respected him deeply, for they could see that he was a king who was constantly striving to better himself and the lives of those around him. The king's charitable activities also began to transform the kingdom. More schools were built, hospitals were established, and food was provided for the hungry. The kingdom flourished, and its people prospered under King Rajendra's just rule. His dedication to both learning and service created a virtuous cycle, where his growth led to the growth of the kingdom. The final lesson. One day, as the king walked through the marketplace, an elderly scholar approached him and said, "Your Majesty, I have heard of your unwavering commitment to study and virtue. You have become a model of wisdom and righteousness. How do you manage to find time each day for learning and charity, even with the weight of ruling the kingdom on your shoulders?" King Rajendra smiled and replied, "I owe this to the wisdom of Chanakya, who taught me that not a single day should pass without learning something, be it a verse, a fragment, or even a single letter. Along with this, I dedicate time each day to charity and virtuous activities. It may seem small, but as Chanakya says, these small efforts compound over time and lead to great achievements. The key is consistency. Every day, no matter how busy we are, we must take time for what matters most, our personal growth and our service to others." Moral of the story of King Rajendra highlights the essence of Chanakya Niti. Let not a single day pass without your learning a verse, half a verse, or a fourth of it, or even one letter of it, nor without attending to charity, study, and other pious activity. King Rajendra's life serves as a perfect example of how small, consistent efforts in learning, self-improvement, and charity can lead to great results. Whether it's studying a verse, helping others, or engaging in acts of kindness, these daily activities build a strong foundation for wisdom, character, and success. The lesson is clear: in the hustle of daily life, it is easy to overlook the importance of continuous learning and virtuous actions. But by dedicating even a small portion of each day to these practices, we can cultivate a life of purpose, wisdom, and fulfillment. Consistency is the key, and just as the king transformed his kingdom, we too can transform ourselves and the world around us through daily acts of study, reflection, and service. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a like, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more valuable content like this. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.